response versus the sort of like, I don't know, sort of bumpy response. Does that make sense? Good. So meet him with your hand and sort of squish with your leg just a tiny bit in that timing when you would want to think about, there you go, when you would want to think about popping up. Good. Down. Not neck up. Neck down. Good. There you go. Come. One step more. There. Good. Come. One step more. Ask him to take that leg to the hand a little. Yep. Yeah. There you go. There you go. All right. Yeah, and then change directions. And now but do it through a little 10-meter circle figure eight. There you go. So that then he gets also following your reins, but that you feel like you get to keep riding that walk and asking him to open his back. There you go, and that you can squeeze with your leg or squish with your leg, and that he'll soften his back and give you a little energy to it, and that gets to get to the reins too, right? That you don't kind of have a stiff back and then a wiggly neck, but that you have a softer back and actually a neck with a little bit more substance to it. Whoops! Good boy. There you go. And smooth, right? Because sometimes that's it. And part of that squish with the leg is that the pop or the poke is a really important skill to have, but then they can kind of bounce off of that, right? It's like that's what you get them just flat out going sometimes. There you go. And say, listen to my leg. But then after that, it's like he's just got to get a little bit more smooth. Good. Yeah. And can you feel that it's almost like there's always one step and it's the same part of his body where he wants to kind of pop up? Does that make sense? It's always the same phase. So can you anticipate that as he's coming to it and kind of meet with the rein and kind of like put that part of your body on and say, I know this is coming. Here you go. Can I help you through it just a little bit more? Good. A little through the right rein. There you go. There you go. Yeah, come. No. Good. Come. Walk to it. So that you're not a little bit held hostage in the water. There. A little bit that right rein to right front connection. Yeah. And then you say, there you go. What does that feel like? Okay. There you go. Okay. So now let's go ahead and gather them up.
Some young people in their purses today.
Good. And think alignment. Okay. Think about his right shoulder here, that he doesn't get a little bit crooked out his right side in response to trying to bend left. Does that make sense? So help him out with his right shoulder and his right rib, that stays a little more in line. Yeah, and that when you put the leg on, that he'll sort of squish up underneath you. And if he gets stuck, step him out or leg yield him off one leg or the other. Right? Walk to it. So that thinking that he comes on the reins and works softly within the reins. That it's not about trying to get him, like if he gets, it's not about trying to get him off the reins, but more that it's like trying to actually get him more malleable within the reins. Yeah. Good. Maybe doesn't a little bit hitch. Yeah. All right. Good. Good. Okay. And then up to canter. Yeah, fine. Okay. And now make him a little more lined up. Okay. Because he's a little bit stiff, I think there's a spot in which, doesn't matter, in which you're trying to bend, and he just places his shoulder instead of actually being able to bend. Does that make sense? And so I want you to really think about where the wither is and where the line of his back is, and instead of thinking as much bend for the moment, not that you don't need bend, But can you get that when they're really on the line circle, right? So that he's going to feel banana left, right? Because what you're doing is really correct, but he's just a little chattery within it, right? Stack it up more on his outside side. His outside hind through your outside ray, yeah? So that we can help him get the canter a little quicker.
Must be a dead spot for that microphone down there.
That's when you kick, right? It's like if he's not listening, then you gotta give him a push. But think on the rein and within the reins and soft within the reins. Good job. Good, because the spot where we talked about where you're like, can we come to collected canter for pirouettes, right? We need to be able to stack him up just a little bit more and take him, show me, bring him back a little bit more into collection. Yeah, a little bit more. I know that's hard.
Oh.
But it's that outside hind that has to take, yeah. Oh, yeah, good. Just a little bit more weight if we can. Take him across the diagonal. Go ahead. There we go.
Dead spot for the antenna.
Rhythm, yeah. And again, on the reins, within the reins. Right, so that he's soft on the reins, not that we're trying to get him out of the reins. Now, can you make him straighter in the counter canter here? Straighter through the right rein. Good. And now take him on a 20-meter circle in the counter canter. No change. He's like, oh, no, don't make me do that. Good. All right, he does really nice changes. Good. Now make that circle a little smaller. Can you get him to sit more on that left hind? Yeah, straighter through the left. Yeah, come on. Work on that. There, better. There he starts to sit a little bit more. Good. Make that circle a hair smaller. Help him with your right leg. I know it feels really funky. But part of that funkiness is that his outside hind has to take more weight versus a little bit propping behind it. There, better. Quicken and cut straight. Good. And then through the corner. Right side, good. It's okay. And he'd rather change. This is hard. 20-meter circle. Good. Through both sides. Whoop, on the bit. Yeah. You being able to put your, yeah, but that's okay. And can you feel in the canter right before he changes, gets a little more compression and a little bit more spring loaded behind? It's slight. Okay, through the right again. Through the right. Make him stand up a little bit more. There. Yeah, come on. A little more right side. Good for you. Okay, then take that back across. Yeah, work through it. Back across the diagonal. And can he stay a little bit more energy in the package, right? So that he stays, stack him up through the right. Can you feel how much he wants to fall over his right side? Yeah. And that fall over the right side kind of goes into him propping his outside hind behind him, right? And then we can't really get the inside hind as far up as we'd like. Right, he has to a little bit more bend his right hind, his outside hind to the lead. Good, and keep his right shoulder a little bit more stacked underneath him, and then we'll be able to quicken the revolutions. But as long as he kind of bleeds out his outside side and a little bit lands with his outside stifle, kind of this, right? And then he gets cantering a little like that, and that really contributes to the, like, it being so hard to get him quicker. Does that make sense? Like that it's just a little bit more cycling faster. Good. Good idea. Yeah, on the reins, within the reins. He says, oh my God, that is hard. Really hard. Come on, a little quicker. From your right side, stack up that right shoulder. Good, good, good. There you go. Good. Right idea. Okay, now take it forward and go out. Good. A little quicker again. Good. So you reestablish your canter rhythm a little more. Good. Okay, and then take it across the diagonal. Good. And then you get a change. There. That's better. He says, I like to go forward on the diagonals. Good. Okay, and so this side, let's see what it is, because it may be the right hind needs to bend both directions. Good, a little quicker. So think of the canter you got on the diagonal, right? And a little bit, both of you guys used yourselves a little differently when you thought move up to that change. And that you may need to, because you sat in and you used your seat a little bit differently too. When you got that's better, you get in and carry them a little more uphill on your hips. Come. That's it. Good. Yeah, and a little through the right side. Good. But that when you make it through the right side, think about keeping his left side that little bit shorter. Good for you. Better. Yeah, but now go out and think, go medium like you're going to go to a change, right? Find your flying change canter again. Ah. There. Okay, so part of it for you too is that when you come back into collected canter, you need to keep that thought and idea in your seat a little bit more. That there's a little bit of a decrease in like how you're sitting and riding when you just ride the canter around on the rail. And it really changes when you go across the diagonal. Does that make sense? And for sure he sees the diagonal and gives you a bit more. But you also sat in and rode it a little differently. Good. Okay? And then when you're ready, take it across into counter canter next time around. Good? Come. Good. And a piece, you know, of the spot where you say he wants to go down, do with kind of like, does he prop behind himself or does he load? And how does he keep his shoulders a little bit more lined up underneath that? That's it. Good. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing this way and go on the 20-meter circle and almost think counter flex is counter canter. Can we get him a little bit more having to really sit down on his left hind leg? Yeah, make that circle a little smaller. I know he's going to struggle. This is like doing squats. Good. Turn a little smaller. A little smaller. Yeah, make him a little more through your left rein. Less right bend. Boom. Okay, go forward. Reestablish your canter. Yeah, go down the long side for a second. Come. So riding him more from your left leg, left side. Can he stand up more from that left hind? A little more. You can do it. There. Can you think shoulder in down the rail to the left here? One more energy. Yeah. Good. He says, you guys gotta be kidding me. Good job. Good job. Left side. Yeah. Good. And then circle again. And a little more through the left rein. Can you counter flex in the counter canter? Bend left. Yeah, come on. Okay, that's good. Yeah, there you go. There you go. And now go straight. He gets a little break from it. And then do one more circle. Put your left side on. But he has to a little bit counter flex in the counter canter. There we go. There we go. He says, oh my God. Come on. And now diagonal. And he gets a release from it. Good job. Oh. Okay, and we give him a little break. Could you feel that on that circle it started to change a little bit? Okay. It's hard, and it's hard work for him because he's like, I have done it this way for a long time. And then just a little stiff behind. But that would be my thought in like, how do you get in there? Because that